Welcome back everyone. Believe it or not, Apple went ahead and announced their next iteration of iPhones, which I think everyone probably knows by now, but they also released their Apple Watch, their next iteration of Apple Watches. Surprisingly, they didn't make another Apple Watch SE, which I did actually think they were going to do, but here's the thing, I honestly think the Apple Watch Series 7 is a pretty big waste of money, especially and really only if you have any previous Apple Watch from the last 2 to 3 years. Even if you own an Apple Watch Series 4, the Series 7 is really not that big of a difference in my opinion. Now here's the thing, starting off, they didn't really mention anything super crazy that we really didn't already have on our Apple Watches. There's no new cool features, and to be honest, the Series 6 was kind of a bigger upgrade, which at that time we didn't even think that was that big of an upgrade, but it now looks like that was a bigger upgrade than the Series 7. We do now get a bigger display, but really doesn't come in any different form factor. It's pretty much the same thing. We had all these leaks and all these rumors come out that they were going to have flat sides, that it was going to be this beautiful new design and all this, but it's still pretty much that same design as we got before, which is pretty much the same exact thing we've been getting even from the first Apple Watch. So they really haven't changed the Apple Watch design even since the first one. I mean, they made bigger displays and newer buttons they've mentioned and all this stuff, but the design is still the same, which makes me think that the next Apple Watch could be that bigger difference. Who knows? We don't want to just keep saying, oh, buy the next one, buy the next one. But if you currently don't own an Apple Watch, then obviously the Series 7 is a good one, but I would recommend buying an Apple Watch SE. It's a much better value per dollar. Stay away from an Apple Watch Series 3. But the next thing, in my opinion, that I don't know why they didn't really mention this, but it seems like the Apple Watch Series 7 doesn't have a newer chipset inside of it. It doesn't look like it has an S7 chip. It looks like it still has that S6 chip inside of it. I'm looking through their specific thing right now, and it looks like it's pretty much the same exact chipset as before. Now again, I haven't seen anything mentioned otherwise. I did see with their previous Series 6 Apple Watch release that actually did have an S6 chip, a little marking inside of it, at least in the release notes. With this one, I'm not seeing it. They didn't mention it in the keynote. They didn't really mention it now. I'm literally looking through the release log right now. I'm looking through their webpage, and again, there's no mention of it. So that could be another pretty big issue. I mean, if it has the same chipset as before, what is the point of even picking up the next model? Literally just for the bigger display? I would much rather just buy a used Apple Watch Series 6 for a little bit cheaper than the Series 7 if it's still going to maintain the same display, if it's still going to maintain pretty much the same performance, if it's going to get the same amount of updates. Like, it really doesn't make any sense why Apple would do something like this. We kind of saw this before with the Apple Watch Series 5 and the Apple Watch SE, but that SE was supposed to be that cheaper model. With the Series 7 being that more expensive model, it really does take kind of a different approach of what Apple is doing with their Apple Watches. In my opinion, the Series 7 really is kind of a placeholder for the Series 8 or whatever the next Apple Watch is going to be. And that is probably going to be that more important update, the different design, potentially way bigger battery, all that good stuff. So again, we'll see what happens in the future. But in my opinion, I really do think the Apple Watch Series 7 is probably a waste of money, especially if you're somebody who already owns an Apple Watch, especially if it's an Apple Watch from the last, year or two, especially if it's the last within like 2 or 3 years. I would probably recommend keeping those Apple Watches than upgrading to an Apple Watch Series 7. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.